know that global warming is creating a big challenge for humanity, and we have to try to stop the global warming, where greenhouse gases is the main source of that, or main human source of that.
Because if we don't have a good understanding, then there could be good projects that we did not pursue, and that in a way, there's a lot of benefits that they can bring about by those projects that are not realized, no?
因为中国是这个世界上的碳排放的一个大国，对中国来说，水电是一个温室气体减排的一个重要的一个工具或者重要的一个方面，所以对于水电行业来说，碳减排考虑这个温室气体，是我们认为是一个我们会考虑的一个多的一个问题，在这方面。
We see it's extremely important that we have a correct picture of tentative greenhouse gas emissions. So only then can we see if it's something that can be done about it, for instance, to mitigate it.
Most of the time, I believe that hydropower is just displacing emissions that would have happened anyway. But in some cases, we might turn, for instance, CO2 into methane, which is much more severe in greenhouse gas, as it has a stronger global warming potential. And this is something that we might also could mitigate with a better operation and better construction of hydropower.
It's not possible with a hydropower plant to actually increase the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. But what you can do is you can change what is called the radiative forcing by, let's say, changing the chemical pathways. Instead of going to carbon dioxide, you can have it go to methane, and then that's serious. So in that sense, you may emit greenhouse gases. However, you need to know what is due to nature and what is due to the man-made reservoir.
The focus of the workshop this week is to come up with a screening tool. By screening, we mean that we need to know which are the potential projects that are, whether they are high risk when we look at greenhouse gas emission or global warming potential point of view.
It should be based on quite simple input data, meaning that it could be used of any hydropower developer, stakeholder, authorities. We just need some basic inputs, and most of it should be actually collected from widely available data sources. So it will not be a high expert tool. It should be a tool that anyone almost can use.
You need to know, well, what's the net? What's the net change that this reservoir imposed on the ecosystem, and what part of the gross is then the net change that the atmosphere actually see? And the other thing is that when I'm planning a reservoir, I want to know where to place it. I want to know what risk do I have. So that's what this workshop has been about, is to come up with a screening tool, a risk tool, to help me to actually judge what risk I have for let's say, large net and first and foremost methane emissions, actually.
I think we'll get a little bit better data on this. At least we get a better understanding when looking at different components, the upstream catchment, what are they contributing to loading to the reservoir, what is happening in the reservoir, and how does it affect the downstream river. We might see where are the emissions, are they displaced, or are they just a cause of the reservoir? Are there any places where we are capturing CO2 from the atmosphere? And how could we eventually mitigate some negative impacts? We'll probably see where to put the focus.
The tool will be able to reveal what kind of characteristics, what kind of features of a particular project will be sustainable, will be okay, kind of say. Yeah, won't give us any problem, kind of thing. Yeah, but I mean at the same time, it's also allow us to isolate those projects that are going to be bad, and then so that we don't pursue those projects basically.
我想会达成一个共识吧，关于这个模型这方面，希望能促进我们相关的工作。